Hello there, I'm Thomas Hatsios, the pilot captain flying the Boeing 777-300 ERX in tonight's flight from Zurich International Airport. We're gonna be overflying Zurich to Switzerland, Germany, and then coming back to Switzerland and Zurich International Airport runway 14 for an Lszh localizer approach and landing. So right now I'm in the cockpit of the Boeing 777-300 ERX airplane. So I'm gonna start showing you the displays and the systems of the Boeing 777-300 ERX, like the primary flight display, the navigation display, the upper and the lower ACAS, the flight management computer, the autopilot and the auto thrust system with the flight director, the thrust levers for the engines control, and the flight controls like the yoke, the control wheel, the control column, and also the flaps and the slab system, and the horizontal tail stabilizer chain. I'm gonna show you also the radio and navigation and communication panel. I'm gonna show you the overhead panel with the electrical system, the APU, the air data and user reference unit, the flight control computers, the hydraulic system, the hydraulic pumps and the hydraulic generators from the engines, and also I'm gonna show you the electronic engine control computers for the engines with the auto start system, and the fuel system with the fuel tanks, the fuel pumps, the crossfeed valves, the fuel valves, and also the fuel jettison system, and also the wing and engine at the eyes, the cabin pressurization system, and the pressurized air outflow valves, the duct pressure from the engines, the bleed air from the engines and from the auxiliary power unit we need for starting the engines, or from the engines when we have the aircraft working, so we have so we can fly the aircraft and have the cabin pressurized, and also the hydraulic fluid tanks pressurized with the pressurized air, and the wing and engine at the ice, and the air conditioning system of the aircraft. So I'm gonna start showing you. We have like 1 more hour for this flight, so I'm gonna start showing you the displays, like the primary flight display I told you, and the navigation display. So the primary flight display displays the airspeed selected from the autopilot and flight director system, the barometric altitude above the sea level, the altitude selected from the autopilot and flight director system. We have the radio altitude above the ground level. We have the tape that displays the rate of climb and descent of the aircraft, how fast the aircraft climbs and how fast it descends. We have the magnetic or true North Pole reference for the magnetic compass, and the heading selected from the autopilot and flight director system. We have the attitude indicator with the flight director crossbars and the autopilot mode. So we have the autopilot engage mode, and also we have the pitch ladder in degrees, the Lszh localizer with the glide slope and the horizontal localizer when we tune Lszh frequency for a runway to land this aircraft, the Boeing 777-300 ERX. And also we have the flight mode annunciator with the auto throttle and the autopilot mode, like the autopilot vertical and horizontal navigation modes in the Lszh localizer. We also have the angle of attack of the aircraft. So we have the pitch ladder in degrees, in the attitude indicator, and the bank angle in degrees. We have the navigation display that displays the airports, the waypoints, the navigate, the ADAs, the workstations, and also other aircraft that fly around us, and the weather and terrain radar. So we have the terrain right now displayed in reflection, the ground around us, So you can see with green, blue, and yellow, with green, yellow, and red actually, the terrain, and you can see the terrain level displayed, and also you can see the sea and the lakes and the rivers with blue. So we have also the airports, our own airport, our own runway for departure, and also the we create a flight plan using the flight management computer. This is also displayed in the navigation display. So you can see here we have the primary flight display, we have the navigation display, we have the flight controls, the control column and the control stick, as you can see. So you can see how you use this to control the inputs of the flight controls. So you can see here we have the primary flight display. You can see displayed is the airspeed that is calculated using the pitot static and pitot dynamic cube sensors. So we have the airspeed here. I mean, my airspeed displayed, the ground speed, which is actually 0. The radio altitude above the ground level is 2 feet right now. The airspeed selected from the autopilot and flight director system. We have the flight director display right now because we have no autopilot on. The pitch ladder in degrees and also the band goggle limit in degrees. So we have also the altitude selected for navigation, flying manually or automatically. You can see the crossbars of the flight director over here. And also the barometric altitude above the sea level right now is 1430 feet barometric, with this barometric pressure 39.92 inches hydrogears. So you can see a few more information. We have the flight mode annunciator here for the auto throttle and the autopilot and auto thrust, the angle of attack of the aircraft, the rate, how fast descends and glides the aircraft. So you can see 500, 1000, 1500, 2000 feet per minute. Descend or climb over here. So you can select those automatically over here when you select the autopilot and flight director for navigating the aircraft. You can select how fast you can climb and descend using this system. So we have also the magnetic and true heading. We have a variation of the magnetic and true north pole depending on where we are in the globe. So now we have magnetic about 317 degrees displayed here, and we have 360 selected from the heading select. So this also is the navigation display over here. You can see the airports over here displayed. So we have the Switzerland here, we have France over here, we have Germany over here in the northwest. So you can see the terrain level right now is 7,500 here for the mountains, peaks with the red and 0 feet with green. There maybe is yellow, and you can see also maybe rivers and lakes with blue and sea with blue also with neon. We also have other aircraft displayed here, and our airport, you can see Lszh Z8 over here, this station. So I will show you later. We're gonna make a flight plan using that. So this displays our GPS position and the inertial calculations using these seats over here in the overhead panel, the ADIRU system, the Air Data Inertial Reference Unit. This is what controls over here is on right now. So it controls these displays and also feeds this information to other systems like the autopilot and flight director and the auto throttle with the engine system. And the flight management computer is very important also. So you can create a flight plan, a horizontal and vertical flight plan for the aircraft to follow manually or automatically using the autopilot commands. So I will show you now the autopilot and the auto thrust and the ACAS and the engines. So we have the autopilot with the autopilot engaged and disengaged switch, the airspeed select node. You can select the knob with this knob, the airspeed you desire to fly this aircraft, and use the auto throttle with the auto thrust system to control the engine thrust lever position automatically. You will see also later, I will show you in the displays how to use that, and using the thrust levers and the buttons, the switches of the left. We have the left and the right auto throttle engage and disengage switch. We have the autopilot engage and disengage. We have the flight director engage and disengage switches. We also have, as I told you, the airspeed select. Now with the climb continues, which is a fixed thrust. We have fixed thrust for climb using maximum climb, or for descent using idle thrust. So the airspeed is controlled using the pitch, the rate of climb and descent, while we have fixed thrust. We actuate the airspeed by controlling how fast the aircraft climbs or descends. So we also have the cruise level of speed select mode. We have two modes. This is variable thrust mode for the aircraft. So the auto throttle will select a variable thrust. We actuate the thrust lever's position for controlling the airspeed while trying to control the aircraft level in flight, like doing cruise level. And also as we do in approach for landing. So we also have the flight level change for climb and descent into a different altitude. This is 2-3 different modes. We have the lateral and vertical navigation, the LNAV and VNAV pattern. We have the autopilot engage and disengage. We have the heading select switch node, and also we have the heading, the bank angle limit switch select, and also we have the heading hold switch. We have also the vertical rate of climb and descent. You can select how fast you climb and descend the airplane, and you can select also a flight path angle in degrees, or a vertical speed rate in tens, hundreds, or thousands of feet per minute. We also have the altitude hold switch and the altitude select knob, and we also have the Boeing localizer for Lszh localizer approach, and also for the approach mode for an automatic landing for the auto launch system of the Boeing 777-300 ERX airplane. So I'm gonna start showing you. This is connected totally with the other systems over here, the autopilot and the auto thrust. You can see the airspeed here, the altitude selected from the autopilot. This is the target airspeed, the target altitude, the target heading. So you can change these headings, targets. So you have the autopilot engage and disengage here. Engage autopilot. You can see autopilot disengage here. This switch here. I will show you later. We have the flight director on and off. Very important. The auto thrust for automatic throttle control of the engine, and also the airspeed. So I told you the auto thrust climb continues, auto thrust. You can select you can deselect this mode, flight level change. So if you select a new airspeed here, you will see it displayed in the primary flight display over here. So you can see 252 now displayed over here as a new target with flight level change speed. The altitude is the same, so we're gonna change also the altitude here. Select different for thousands and also hundreds, and select the hold here. This is the hold switch. So this is gonna hold this altitude, but change this mode from flight level change. So you have now a new target altitude, but same airspeed select. So you have 35,300 over here. We can select also a couple more modes here. We can select the back goggle limit for the autopilot, how also later in flight. You can select this heading over here for the runway that we're gonna use for takeoff. You can select the switches here, also here, select. You can use this the heading and the altitude hold. That will display now heading and altitude hold. Heading altitude. This is for the autopilot command. So now I believe we have one inhibit. We need to use flaps for engaging the autopilot for takeoff. So I will use full flaps just to show you how far it goes. You will see the flaps are extended here. This is the actual position is coming down now. The flaps are it's the surface in the wing, in the outside of the airplane. So you'll see the flaps coming down now over here. You can see it's extending down. So a couple more things to show you here. So the flaps down, now we can engage the autopilot. So I press this switch over here. You can see the autopilot is engaged here with the heading hold and the altitude and this airspeed. So this is for takeoff. We have also selected this heading 136 now displayed over here, not 360 as it did before. So you can see here is the control column and yoke. We can move this or press this switch over here to disconnect the autopilot. So the autopilot disconnect. We have back the flight director. You will see the autopilot disconnected here. So we cancel this warning here. We come here and select the autopilot engage again. We can use this switch actually to disengage it. So you see here this goes on and off. The autopilot here engaged and disengaged here. We have manual control. So you see the autopilot disengaged. We engage this again. We have the autopilot on. So we disengage like this. You will see the autopilot disconnect message here. Autopilot disconnect. So we reconnect the autopilot. We have other modes. We cancel this warning. We don't need this autopilot now. We have also the vertical speed flight path angle. So we select this. We select a minus, a negative for descent, or a positive for climb. How fast we want to climb, descend the aircraft in 10,000 or hundreds of feet per minute. So we can select this or the flight path angle in degrees. We can select a minus or a plus, a trigonometric angle in degrees. How fast we want to climb and descend the aircraft. So if we select this, this is a steep angle. So you will see now we have these modes selected here. You will see this marker here for the rate of climb around 3,500 feet per minute selected. So we have like 40 more minutes for this flight. I will show you also the flight path angle here. We have the heading track here, here we have indicated airspeed or knots here with Mach speed also. So this is the flight path angle now. FPA, you will display FPA, no VS. So it's FPA here for the vertical navigation of the autopilot command. So a little bit more about the engines and the flight controls and do the engine start demonstration. So maybe come over here. We need to start this on the overhead upper panel. So this is another view of the cockpit inside here of the Boeing 777 300 ERX. So this is the overhead panel. You can see all the systems here. We have this for the electrical system of the airplane. So we have the battery, the APU generator. We need to start this for starting the engine. So if we come here, you will see in the status we have the APU now is gonna start here. So here we go in a couple of minutes. You will see the rotations per minute here. We start moving. We have the APU on. The exhaust gas temperature. So when it reaches 100%, we're gonna have the small auxiliary power unit, the small turbines here. Alright, so we have the engines here. I will show you some indications. The engines. I will show you a little bit of synopsis. We have the electrical, the left and the right engine driving generators, the backup generators. This produces alternate current. I will show you later in the overhead panel. The left drive and the right drive, the APU generator, and the average voltage from the batteries. We have the hydraulic system, the left engine and the right engine driving. Hydraulic pumps, the demand pumps, the primary, the electrical backups, and the PSI, the pressure, 3000 PSI, and for the systems like control, also the fuel system. You can see the fuel tank, the left wing, right wing, the crossfit here, the engine symbol, the APU, the center tank. So you can see the quantity of fuel, the total quantity. So I'll show you later. You can see the low and the high pressure fuel valves are open right now and feed the engines and also the APU. And we have here is the air system. So we have pressurized air from the left engine and right engine from the APU for starting the engines. You can see the dark pressure from this system. So if I increase the thrust from the engines, you will see the dark pressure also increase here from the left engine, right engine. So you see the dark pressure, the PSI increases, goes up to maybe 70-80 PSI. While I move in the idle, it goes down. So moving up, the thrust levers increases the dark pressure from the left engine and the right engine. So this is the pressurized air, the bleed air from the 5th and 9th stage of the engine, from the bypassers and from the high pressure compressor. So we use this for cabin pressurization system, for wing and engine at the eyes, for the hydraulic fluid. Over here, pressurization for this system, the C1 and the C2. That uses also for the flight control system. I'll show you later. And we also need a pressurizer for the other systems like the air conditioning and ventilation. So flight controls, hydraulics for the flight controls, and some other. So the electrical, you can see, I will show you now. We have also here is the doors. You can see the doors are closed and the cabin can be pressurized here of the airplane. We have the landing gear here. You can see the temperature of the brakes and the pressure inside the tires. So we have the checklist here. We have the normal menu. Before start, what we need to do. This is a small checklist. So the checklist here is complete just before starting the engine. We can follow this computer command. So we have the normal menu. If we have a failure, for instance the APU and the engine is damaged, fails or down thrust, you know what to do with the engine fail, for instance. So you're gonna follow this item for yes or no. So I will show you later this maybe. So we go back We have also the navigation, so the status again, you can see the APU is on and the engine. So you can see the Boeing 777 here. I will show you again the synoptics, the flight controls. You can see the flight controls are movable. So if I extend this, you will see here is extended for the flight controls movement. We also have this here. The flight controls are fully moving and the rudder pedal. So we have the autopilot here. So this is a nice view over here for this airplane. You can see the speed brakes, the thrust levers, the thrust reverse. So this is for the flight controls. So I'll go back into the engines. Come here in the virtual cockpit. So we have like 30 more minutes for this flight, not too much time. So I'm just gonna show you the engines and some of the overhead panels. So you can see here we have the thrust levers. We use the thrust levers to activate the thrust from the engines and make the aircraft move forward in the ground, and then achieve a flight airspeed in the ground for takeoff. With this aircraft, with this weight right now, it's 254,000 kilograms, with about 46,000 kilograms of fuel on board in the left and the right wing fuel tanks. And we need about we're gonna use flaps of 15 degrees down with this runway length and this stabilizer trim, the horizontal stabilizer trim. We need about 154 knots of airspeed, or about 270 kilometers an hour, to make this aircraft become airborne, to overcome the stall speed. The stall speed is the speed below the airspeed that we need the V2 for takeoff, that produces enough lift for the aircraft to climb and fly safely. So the stall speed makes the aircraft loses flying ability and come down into the ground. So we need to overcome the stall speed and have an effective lift component. The lift is the force that makes the aircraft flyable, using the wings, the forward wings, surface area to produce enough aerodynamic pressure to make the aircraft climb into the air. So I will show you now what I mean. So you can see here we have the thrust levers. We can move the thrust levers forward, backwards, what we like in the idle. If we move forward, you'll see we have an inhibition for takeoff. So we have the N1, the exhaust gas temperature. Also the N2, the fuel flow parameter, the oil pressure, oil temperature, oil quality, vibration to the engine. So you can see the N1 is the low speed, low pressure stage of the engine, the exhaust gas temperature. The N2, which is the high speed, high pressure compressor stage of the turbo-centrifugal engine. Rotor, high speed rotor stage. So we have the fuel flow per engine per hour in thousands of kilograms or pounds, the oil quantity, temperature and pressure, and also the N2 vibration stage of the engine. So these are some parameters controlled by the FADECs. The FADECs are the Food Authority digital electronic control computers, one installed per engine, who controls the engine functions and limits, like the rotation speed limit, the exhaust gas temperature, the pressure inside the compressor, and the turbine. So also the shaft speed. So we have the exhaust gas temperature and also the fuel flow, and the oil quality and temperature, and the circulation of the fuel and oil system, and also the N2, the vibration limit. So we have also other factors controlled by the FADECs, like the thrust lever position, the thrust, the mother, and also from the auto throttle and the autopilot and flight director system. So we have also the thrust reference and the auto thrust disconnected. So we use the thrust from the engines to make the aircraft move forward into the ground, acquire kinetic energy. So you can see the thrust levers here. I told you the FADECs, the Full Authority digital electronic control computers. One is per engine, dual channel, So you can see other displays here, like the dark pressure from the engine for the cabin pressurization, the flaps, the landing gear position. You can see the landing gear here. You can use this handle to extend this for retract. You can see retract extend. The auto brake system, the flap limit, the alternate gear here, the terrain override, the flap override here, a couple more systems. So you can see we have the stabilizer trim position here. We have the normal and the alternate stabilizer trim. We have the thrust reverser here. You will see the reverse thrust engages here, the N1 reverse. So we go here, we can see the thrust reverser for the engine. So we can engage, we can disengage the thrust reverse. We can engage it, disengage. So this is the blocker door for the thrust reverse. Engage and disengage again. So this makes the aircraft slow down into the ground when we start for landing. We need this to slow down the aircraft, also in a rejected takeoff condition. So with the thumb, you can see the flap position, you can see the fuel flow to the engine, the fuel control. We have the stabilizer trim, the horizontal tail stabilizer, normal and cut-out switches. We have the fire extinguishers. We have the parking brakes here, set up and down. We have the stabilizer trim switch here. We have the aileron trim here, and also the rudder trim. And also this radio communication panel, the weather radar, the transponder, some other systems, the displays here. So we have the upper and the lower ACAS. I'll show you the systems, electrical, and the other systems. So we need like a few more minutes. I will show you now the flight controls here. So we use this the control column. I will show you now and talk to you a little bit about the flight controls. We use the flight controls column and control wheel to control the horizontal stabilizer, elevator up and down position, and also the ailerons, left and right bang roll position. So when we fly, when we have enough effective airspeed to make the aircraft fly about like 270 kilometers an hour in the ground for takeoff or higher for landing with this weight and this flap setting, we have the effective lift from the forward wheel. Then we can use this control column and control wheel to make to have directional control of the aircraft inside, and also the thrust levers from the engine's position. So we use aerodynamic forces for flying the aircraft. So you can see I'm using this side stick here for flying this aircraft in this simulator. So it's the Logitech the Extreme 3D here. You can see, I hope you like it, which is good for the Airbus body. You can use it for the Boeing, no difference at all. It's proportional to the movement of the side stick, also the movement of the control column, as you can see here, pitching up and pitch down on the elevator, also bang roll left and right. You have freedom of movement. You have also all the rudder pedals left and right. So hope you like this function. So you can pitch up, climb the aircraft, you can pitch down, descend this aircraft, you can bang roll right, you can turn right the aircraft, you can bang roll left, you can turn left the aircraft. Also use the rudder pedals like that. And the stabilizer trim, the thrust levers here. You have many functions for this. So you also need I will show you now in the outside view. You need to utilize this the elevator, the outside view, the ailerons to the spoilers. So the forward wings produce the aerodynamic pressure, the lift component that overcomes the weight of the aircraft, the mass of the aircraft times the gravity acceleration, which transverses over here. This axis is the center of gravity. It's also where the center of aerodynamic pressure is located, the forward wings. So we balance this and also make it turn around this axis using the rudder and also the elevator and the ailerons and the spoilers. So we can control the aircraft like this using this stick again. As you can see here, it's up and it's down. The elevator, also the ailerons, bungle left and right. It's up, it's down, the rudder pedals and also the thrust levers. The thrust from the engine. So we have the lift from the forward wings, the main aerodynamic wing, and we have the moment arms from the tail and the rudder. So this is so much for the flight controls for now. I will show you a little bit more. Make the engine start demonstration in a couple of minutes. So I need just to come over here in the overhead panel, show you a little bit more of the system. So you can see we have the flight control computer here. We have the electrical, the left and the right engine, drive and generators, alternate current here, here and here. You can see the on and off, the backup generators, on and off. We have the APU is on, we have the air data, we have flight control computers primary, we have the air data and Lszh reference unit, we have the window sheet, the hydraulic system. You can turn on and off these pumps here, these switches. We have the windshield wipers, the lighting system of the aircraft. We have the electronic engine control for the engines left and right. The auto start system here. You can start the engines like this, on and off. So we like that. We have the cargo fire extinguishers. We have the fuel jetson. You can dump fuel into the air like this. We have also the fuel crossfeed fuel and the left and the right wing and the center tank. And you can see the line for the feed of the engine. We have the wing and engine at the eyes, the crossfeed valves. We have the cabin pressurization forward and aft. You can see the controllers for climb and also for descent. The landing altitude select. So we have also the APU here for starting the engine using the bleed air, pressurized air from the APU. We need to have this in the auto, and we use this and this for cabin pressurization, the outflow air from the engine, left engine, right engine, wing and engine at the eyes, cabin pressurization, wing and engine at the eyes, hydraulic fluid pressurization. So it's many systems, and air conditioning also here. So it fits many systems with pressurized air. So you have also the isolation valves here. You can control this. Also the packs. So we're gonna leave this like that now. We're gonna come here a couple more seconds for this slide. So you can see here we have the stabilizer trim, the cutout, the normal, the fuel flow control, the thrust levers, the speed brakes, extended track here. So we're gonna use the flap position at 15. Move it up. So take off the flight management computer. So if we move the thrust levers here, you will see the thrust increase. We have the autopilot here, system again, and the displays here. You can see the displays. So this is so much for the systems. I will show you now how to make the engine start demonstration and a small flight. So we go back into the virtual cockpit. I'm here in these controllers. We're gonna turn off the fuel control to the engines. I forgot to mention we have this for disconnecting the auto throttle, this lever button, and we also have the takeoff go around switch here. So we start on the engine here, go a little bit fast, and one decreasing, exhaust gas temperature decreasing, fuel flow is 0. So we come here in the outside view, so you will see now the left and the right wing. So the left wing and the right wing here, the spinning is decreasing. This is gonna make the engine stop completely in a couple of seconds. So here we are, we have stopped engine. So you can see here the N2 is decreasing. So we can come over here to the overhead panel and just start this switch here, the left wing. This is gonna admit the left wing auto start switch. It's gonna admit pressurizer from the APU. You're gonna see the exhaust gas temperature, the N2 increases, the fuel flow is 0. So if we come here, you will see the left wing engine starts spinning faster than the right wing. So if we come here, you will see the spinning increasing. So we need to initiate the fuel flow here. So we let the fuel flow into the engine. So you will see the N2, the fuel flow for the left wing engine is still off. Here we have it. We have the engine start spinning. And here we go, we almost start. The engine now is completely started, full spinning. So we go into the other wing view. You have nice wing view here and here. This engine view. So you can see this engine is stopped. So we need to start the overhead panel again. This auto start switch over here for the right wing engine now. So you will see the N2 increases above 25% also. Also the duct pressure into the engines from the APU. So if you come here, you will see the spinning of the right wing engine now increases. We almost are gonna start this engine now. So we come here, we start the fuel flow again into the run. So we have the fuel flow on, we have the spinning of the engine, and here we go. So we start now the flight management computer. So we have the menu, we have the flight management computer, the model, the position initialized, this reference airport, Lszh, GPS position, set the inertial reference. So we have the route from this airport, from Lszh back into this airport, Lszh, using this runway, Lszh departure and arrival, departure this runway, using these trams seats, and also the arrival again Lszh using this runway, this runway. So we cancel the discontinuity here. This is the complete route of the legs is gonna see in the flight plan. Also we have the fuel, zero fuel weight, gross weight, the flight altitude here. So this is the performance initialized, and also we have the reserve fuel. We're gonna select 5% for this flight, and the costing is 100%. So we'll go only in the thrust limit Performance flaps 1.5 here. I'm gonna select the takeoff performance here. Flaps 1.5, center of gravity 26% with 4 degrees speeds up. So we have activate and execute. Now we have the V speed here, V1, V rotate and V2. So takeoff speed is 155 knots with this cross wave. So we have the flaps set. We're ready for takeoff. We'll need to use the legs here. You can see where we are right now. Our airplane, the Boeing 777-300. So we have about 35 more minutes for this flight. So I'm gonna start right now. I'm gonna start rolling into the runway. Maybe need some landing lights for it. So advance the thrust levers here. I disarm the parking brakes and go. You can use the rudder pedals for steering and the tiller here. This tiller wheel. So we can advance the thrust levers again. So the runway is free for us for takeoff. So B for the parking brakes here, and then we have the displays here. You can see the flight director, the airspeed, the altitude that we are, the modes. So we use the LNAV here, and also decrease the range here for you're gonna have the flight plan. This line is the flight plan from the runway all the way up, and you can see the terrains come from the radar. So I will show you now. We have the flap set. I will show you a little bit outside. So this is where we are, where we're going now. To the runway, ready for takeoff. So advance the thrust levers here. You will see the engine thrust increase. We have the limits for takeoff here. So we disarm the parking brake and go. We have like 20 more minutes for this flight. So we have 120 knots, V1, V rotate and V2. So here is the V rotate. So here we go, first small speeds up angle. So we have a positive rate of climb here, as you can see. You can see the thrust limit here, the autopilot is set. So we retract the landing gear here. So we keep climbing. We are just 1000, you can see, 2000 feet above the ground level. This display 2400, 4000 feet above the sea level. The rate of flight 7000 feet per minute. Our airspeed right now 220 knots. So we need to decrease the rate of climb. You can see the ground level here in the flight plan. We go all the way up here and then turn back into the airport. So we're gonna fly through this pitches to climb manually like that. So pitch it down a little bit. So this is so much for this takeoff. So you have the runway here on this side. We have some outside view here. So you can see the airport here as we climb it out. The Zurich view, beautiful Switzerland here, the Swiss Alps. So the climbing. So this is another nice view over here of this Boeing 777-300 ERX. We're flying with 500 kilometers per hour right now, or about 200 meters per second. We're gonna fly faster than that, almost twice as fast. So hope you like the Boeing 777-300 ERX. This beautiful airplane. So it's a nice view here. So we have the Switzerland here. We have the Germany this way. We're gonna see later. So this is also the night sky view. Here in a couple of seconds, we're gonna have it. So keep climbing up. You can see here we have the stall speed. We have the airspeed here, 200 knots, Mach 0.42 or 500 plus kilometers an hour. We climb 16,000 feet. Need to climb a little bit faster. So you can see the airspeed command mode here with the command bars from the flight director because I fly manually. So now we go with 600 kilometers an hour or Mach 0.46. Keep climbing. So we need to turn this heading for this waypoint over here. $18,000 feet. So you can see here is the stall speed, the yellow warning limit, and the red we're gonna stop the aircraft to go the airspeed down here in this line. We need to avoid this stall speed for this flat setting, this airspeed. So it's better to fly 180 knots like that or higher. So this is also the rate of climb right now, 1000 feet, 100. You can see the needle here. So we can have this positive or negative. So use a little bit the thrust levers here. So we are 20,000 feet, keep climbing up. We are 6,000 meters and flying with 600 kilometers an hour right now. So we have around like 15 more minutes for this flight. Keep climbing up. 22,400. We're gonna have the chemtrails. You can see this beautiful night view. Here we have it, the chemtrails coming off. So this is the frozen vapor from the engine because we are so high right now, about 6,000 plus, maybe 7,000 meters above the earth. We're almost close to the stratosphere. I'm flying with 600 kilometers an hour. So this is the Switzerland here, the lake, the beautiful lake, the St. Gallen here, and the German, the Bayern Munich in front of us. So you can see the lake. We're gonna be overflying in a second. So this is our spacecraft for tonight, the Boeing 777-300 ERX. If you like this fantastic galaxy view, here the night sky. So we have reached here the climb altitude, cruise altitude. So we're gonna start turning back into the airport. We have the Germany in front of us, the Bavaria with the Bayern over here region. So we are here in this cruise altitude. We need to retract the flaps a little bit higher and maybe set the airspeed a little bit higher also, like 300 knots. For this altitude, cruising a little bit manually. So we're gonna start turning back into the airport now. We are 6,000 feet above the ground level, which is overflying the lake now. We're going back now into the airport, holding here. Also retract the flaps now, we don't need the flaps. So you can see here is the Switzerland on this side, here's the lake, the St. Gallen Lake over here, is flying over it, and this is Germany, this side. So we go to 600 kilometers an hour, overflying we're at 35,000 feet right now. This line with about 900 kilometers an hour right now, or about 300 meters per second, 6,000 meters above the ground level. This is Boeing 777 600 ERX going back into the airport. So hope you like this view, the Germany over here, the Bayern Munich region. And we go over the lake again, overflying the lake. So go inside again. Need to go into the airport faster. So we're gonna have to level off a little bit. Over here connect the autopilot now. So we're gonna use this direct 2 now. Over here. C114 direct 2 and execute, and also the approach and landing reference on the legs again. So we're gonna be flying straight into the airport now. Over here, using the autopilot. So we have a little bit more than 15 minutes for this flight. We start descent now. So we're gonna use some speed brakes, decrease the airspeed here as we descend. So we use this descent rate here. And descend down to this altitude. This altitude, this airspeed. Like now we're gonna have idle speed here. The thrust levers will be commanded to idle. As we descend, we pass 32,000 feet, coming down. So this is the Boeing 777-300 TRX, our spacecraft for tonight. You can see the night view. This spacious view as we're coming down. So we have the flight level change here. We're 17 kilometers, 1,800. We descend faster. $16,000 feet. Keep coming down. We have less than 10 minutes for this flight, so we're overflying the airport now. As you can see, as we descend, we almost reach our final fix here for approach and landing. 14,000 feet. Keep descending. So you can see we have the autopilot now connected here. So we make overshoot again. Decrease the airspeed now. Disconnect the autopilot here. Take manual control. So connect the board localizer and extend the landing gear. Excuse me. So we need to slow down a little bit. And also use some flaps here. Maybe here down, the flaps down. So we're coming down for the landing, 11,000 feet. You can see where we are right now. We keep descending. We're closer into the river. We have the landing gear down. So we need to make the turn now. You can see we have the manual crash. The warnings, we don't need this warning because we select to disconnect the autopilot. So we have we're flying with about 500 kilometers an hour right now as we're coming closer into the airport. As you can see, so we need to reset the airspeed here into the landing altitude airspeed to the approach reference over here, 175 knots. So this is the flight director right now. We have also the localizer approach for the approach and landing system. So we overflying here is the river. We need to do a little bit maybe faster here. Keep descending. We have the thrust here, thrust levers, cross the cloud over here. Localizer again here, the airspeed, the altitude above the sea level is just a little bit higher. This is the runway line here and the rate of descent right now. We need a steeper descent, then we're gonna level off. So we have the airport in front of us and we're gonna have the Lszh localizer. The approach again is flying manually. The thrust levers position, flaps full. And here we are into the Lszh localizer. So here where we are right now, for landing. You can see we have the runway in front of us. So we're coming down for landing. Just to align a little bit. So the Lszh localizer is alive for this approach here. You can see the bars. We are 1,700, 600 feet above the ground level, but 3,000 feet above the sea level. We're a little bit higher than the glide slope, but we are aligned with the runway here with the command bar. So we are 170 airspeed, 170, 140 is the slow speed. So we need just to align a little bit here. 1,000 feet. Increase the thrust a little bit. Trying to align. So here we go. About 300 feet. 200. 100. 50. 30. 20. Here we are. 10. Just touch down. Reverse thrust and slow down the aircraft. So here we go. We just touch down. Τώρα φεύγω. Περίμενε 2 λεπτά. Please support. So we just touch down. This is my Lszh airplane. So we made a very nice and straight landing. As you can see. To this runway 14 is Zurich International Airport. So you can see we have the landing gear and the nose wheel are completely safe. There is no damage the nose wheel or the landing gear over here. The tires you can see. You can use the aircraft for flying again. You can see here and also the landing gear, the main landing gear. There is no blown tires or broken wheels. So you can see the thrust reverse, steering gauge. So you can see here the warning light. There is no warning for only from the thrust reverse. So that was Thomas Hatsios, the pilot captain flying the Boeing 777-300 ERX in our flight from Zurich International Airport, back to Zurich International Airport. So thank you very much for watching, and see you next flight. Bye bye. Bye.